Greetings, Culturians, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm trying to make sense of something that didn't make any sense yesterday. And it's not just the fact that we're going to see a program that was absolutely canceled. It was the fact that not only was this program set aside or put on a shelf for a while, it's actually going to come out. It's directly related to what happened to Charlie Kirk. And in a lot of ways, it's tied to what's going on internally at Apple, which is weird. Again, oftentimes I'm just trying to make sense of it all, and maybe we can do it together. Here we go. Now, before we get started, just a real quick reminder, I'm trying to get to 50K. Double check you're still subscribed. If not, click the subscribe button, click the bell icon, turn on all notifications, and then hit the thumbs up button. If you have the ability and you're willing, click the hype button too on the video, and let's see if we can make this one pop this morning. Now, as you see here in this story, this is coming from That Park Place, and Trevor writing once again that Apple's going to release Jessica Chastain's The Savant despite the divisive political messaging. Well, what does that mean exactly, Culture? Well, it means that this is tied directly to an article that's reported over on World of Real. You see, The Savant is going to be headed in on July. That's almost a year after Charlie Kirk was, well, eliminated from our very presence, which was a terrible day for me and many of the other people in my life. Now, this is going to show up on Apple TV, whether you want it or not. And the question is it something that you want? Or do you even care? The divisive political messaging in this is, well, self-explanatory, and we can get into the story over here at That Park Place, but after several months of speculation, Jessica Chastain has confirmed the release of The Savant. The political thriller series was indefinitely postponed by Apple TV in September following the removal from the planet of Charlie Kirk. Speaking of with Variety's Mark Malkin, which is an interesting interviewer, let's say, at the Breakthrough Prize ceremony in Santa Monica Saturday night, Chastain said before it was I don't know if we're going to see it. But now I can say we're going to see it. Now, all this change is happening amid some changes happening over at Apple. And I promise you, we'll get into that part of the story. But reception and reaction to this, well, online reactions have been divided. Some users are praising the move as a stand for artistic freedom. Others have criticized the decision, expressing concern that the trailer suggests the narrative some interpret as blurring the lines between extremist violence and mainstream right-wing politics. Early reviews from both conservative and mainstream outlets appeared to confirm these very concerns. They noted that villains on The Savant were cartoonishly bad guys and uniformly white. Well, yeah. I mean, Hollywood's been doing that for a long time now, trying to make, the people that don't agree with the extreme on the left the bad guys, even though they're not the ones that normally commit violence. It's just very strange. I don't get it. What's the point here? So responses to the news that The Savant will see release raise broader questions beyond the quality and content of the series itself. Does the cultural and political context in which the show is released meaningfully change how it is received? And could its release contribute to widening existing social or political divides, or simply reflect tensions that are already present? To me, that question's easy to answer. We got a love letter to the anti-FA folks over there in One Battle After Another, which again was a terrible film that failed to make a profit despite winning all the Hollywood awards, which tells you what side of the political spectrum it was on. Now, over at World of Real, Jordan reports that since last September, in the wake of Charlie's removal from the planet, Apple TV Plus delayed the streaming premiere of its new limited series, The Savant, starring Jessica Chastain, who I could take or leave and just doesn't really interest me. I don't know what it is about her that people like, but this is going to be weird. Chastain is playing a top-secret undercover investigator known only as The Savant, who infiltrates online hate groups to take them down from the inside. Online hate groups. What does that mean exactly? And should we be worried about the way this is being couched? I've understood that the trailer was very revealing and does not paint a bright, colorful picture of the world around us. That's not surprising. It's just aimed at the wrong characters at this point. After careful consideration, we have made the decision to postpone the Savant, an Apple TV Plus spokesperson said in the statement. We appreciate your understanding and look forward to releasing the series at a future date. Well, that future is here, and that future is now, or at least soon to now. I think July is when we expect to see it. And the show is a work of fiction developed over years. Delaying the premiere pushed the cast, crew, and audience for real world events that the series had no connection to, or at least that's the way it's being described. Streaming platforms regularly release content that deals with violence, crime, or politics without canceling or delaying it. This was probably Apple's best move. And there's something else going on at Apple that we have to talk about, so bear with me. Tim Cook is stepping down as the Apple CEO. This news dropped today because, well, everything moved along today, including the Chastain thing, which I believe moved yesterday. But Tim Cook is stepping down as Apple CEO, moving to executive president of the tech giant's board of directors in a major corporate shift. Massive shift at this point because they're in the middle of transitioning some things from California to Texas so that they have, well, still a giant billion-dollar priced expansion in California, Cupertino specifically, that is, well, also expanding in their Texas location. I have a feeling that eventually, because of the California politics and taxes, that many of these people are going to want to relocate soon. So John Ternus, the senior vice president of hardware engineering, will become Apple's next chief executive officer effective on September 1 of 2026. So it's coming soon. It's coming after this particular streaming series is aired on Apple Minus. And I'm going to say it that way from now on. But the transition, which was approved unanimously by the board of directors, follows a thoughtful long-term succession planning process, the company said today. Or Monday is the time that I'm reading this. And Cook will continue his role as CEO through the summer, and he works closely with Ternus on a smooth transition, which I can almost guarantee. One of the big investments in Texas, as a matter of fact, is a Mac Mini plant, as well as some other hardware that's built in conjunction with Foxconn. I have a feeling that Apple is going to relocate and re-onboard all of their stuff to get it well and far away from China, which I don't blame them. Now, it has been the greatest privilege of my life to be CEO of Apple and to have been trusted to lead such an extraordinary company. I love Apple with all my being, and I am so grateful to have the opportunity to work with a team of such ingenious, innovative, creative, and deeply caring people who have been unwavering in their dedication to enriching the lives of our customers and creating the best products and services in the world, said Cook. And Terminus said some wonderful things at the end here as well, saying, I'm profoundly grateful for this opportunity to carry Apple's mission forward. Well, I'm sure he is. But here's the problem, and this is the one that I have with this entire thing. Did we really need this series to come out? The Savant was announced in early 2023. It was inspired by a Cosmopolitan story published in 2019. And an official description reads, Jessica Chastain is an undercover investigator taking down violent extremists online. Well, the problem is you're only focusing on one side of the equation and not the people that are actually doing the violence, which, again, you can point the blame at Cosmopolitan, but honestly, journalists are just big liars. The series was scheduled to premiere on September 26th of 2025. After the events of September 10, they said, no, thank you. We won't run this until a future date. So Chastain, who also serves as an EP, publicly expressed disagreement with the decision, saying, I've never shied away from difficult subjects, and while I wish this show wasn't so relevant, unfortunately it is. While I respect Apple's decision to pause and the release for now, I remain hopeful the show will reach audiences soon. Until then, I'm wishing safety and strength for everyone, and I'll let you know if and when the Savant is released. To be fair, I don't really care. I think that the time for division is well behind us, but hey, we live in an era where politics has infiltrated everything, and it's been done so by people like Jessica Chastain and the other ilk in Hollywood. It's one of the reasons why we can't get good things anymore, and you have massive flops throughout Hollywood and Disney in particular. This is going to be a rough go for Apple here because they may lose a lot of subscribers. Rolling Stone is not a pillar I would want to lean up against, but oftentimes it's done so in the media. For example, her wording left open the possibility that project might remain delayed indefinitely, and in February, Rolling Stone highlighted the ongoing postponement, keeping attention on the series within broader cultural discussion. Over time, a narrative formed around the show that extended beyond its content, turning its release status into a continuing point of public interest without defined conclusion. And this is the last thing I have to say. This was a nothing burger, not something that we should even allow into the public zeitgeist. And yet, here it is, all because some manipulation behind the scenes and a move to try to push a Hollywood agenda inside a tech company, which doesn't work out well, at least not usually. And even Amazon has had some growing pains surrounding that. But suffice it to say, it's coming out. So are you looking forward to this in July? I know I'm not. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Do you think the timing is interesting with all these announcements hitting around the same 2-day period? Do you think the Savant is something that everybody should see? Because we definitely need to see and understand propaganda. Or do you think that, well, they could leave well enough alone and just have their award-winning one battle after another be the stalwart and vanguard of a movement that truly does not exist? Let me know your thoughts again down in the comments section below. And as always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya. Just not watching Disney minus or Apple minus.